What is going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is March 10th of 2019. Well, folks, I hope you are having a great day wherever you are, and as you can probably tell, I am back in the US from my trip to Bangkok and Thailand, as well as Hong Kong. It was a good few, like 25 hours worth of flight and a pretty big time zone change, so as you can probably guess, I'm a little bit jet lagged. But nonetheless, the show must go on, and we've got a wide range of interesting topics to discuss, predominantly what's going on over at Facebook and with the supposed Facebook coin. Now, I want to go ahead and break the ice and cut out the hype, guys. A lot of people in the media like to stimulate a lot of talk and talk about how all these major companies are creating cryptocurrencies, such as JP Morgan. But as always, I want to be truthful with you all. Facebook is not, at least to our knowledge, building a cryptocurrency. All right, and I'm going to talk about the separation of what makes up Facebook coin as well as a cryptocurrency, but also how this actually could lead to some positives for the cryptocurrency space as a whole, and getting an entire audience that usually wouldn't touch crypto to be comfortable with using cryptocurrencies. All right, so we've got lots of things to discuss. Let's not push it off any longer and dive right into the update. Now, I want to start off by taking a look over the market, and what I do really like to see is not only over the past 24 hours, but also the past really 7 days, how the altcoin space in general has been getting a lot of positivity. And not only that, but that the fact is that a majority of the altcoins that are making these serious double-digit or triple-digit moves are projects with real functioning products, real user adoption, and have been building in this bear market, continuing to operate. And I mean, I don't want to pick out favorites here, guys. I just can't mention every single one. I know Theta Token, so many of you out there in the DataDash community brought this up, and I'll be honest, I slept on it. I just got really busy at the time when everyone was recommending it. Theta Token has been getting millions of users on its decentralized streaming platform. You've got Steam as well, continuing strong after all these years. NEM, one of the most underrated protocols, in my opinion, that's actually made it very easy for people to build blockchain-based solutions. Kyber Network getting more excitement as people are seeing, finding easier ways to use decentralized exchanges and using the functionality of it. Basic Attention Token with the Brave platform still getting user adoption. All kinds of stuff, guys. Really exciting to see. And this is also at the same time when market cap hasn't changed too much. We're only up about $4 billion from the past 7 days. So what I think this speaks to is the fact that we're seeing a shift of valuation out of projects that have underperformed and have given up, and a lot of it going into projects that are building real utility through blockchain. So that's exciting to see in that case. And at the same period of time, we're continuing to see Bitcoin dominance depleting and making lower highs, which assumes that we're probably going to be seeing some risk taking. Now, you all know I've talked about a potential double bottom in crypto markets, not just for Bitcoin, but for altcoins as well, coming down to both $100 million in total valuation for crypto and Bitcoin coming down to around the $3,000 range due to the significance not only of the previous low, but the fact that 3,000 was the first key level of resistance in the previous rally back in 2017. But I have to say, as much as I do believe that's a possibility, the bulls are starting to get a little bit of positive things in their favor. The McKinley dynamic, one of my favorite indicators, has still been holding up price here, and Bitcoin looks like it wants to come up and approach back to 4,000 again. And with the RSI relatively low from the levels it was back in February, we might get that retest, and we might be able to break up higher, which would signal some confidence in crypto markets. But again, I'm watching to see really those two levels. If it goes up above 4,200, I would get a little bit more optimistic with an actual close above 4,200. And if we break below the McKinley dynamic, I think we can come back down to this range here, get oversold on the RSI, and start to ride on this previous level of resistance as support down to a double bottom at 3,000. All right, so that's enough market analysis. Let's go ahead and talk about Facebook coin, or the Facebook cryptocurrency. So as this headline talks about, I love the name of it. This is from the cryptocurrencynews.com. They stated Facebook's cryptocurrency is a yawn coin, not a blow to Bitcoin. And I couldn't have said it any better myself. I do applaud any company for expanding in the payment solutions market and making it easier. There's no doubt I wish all the best for Facebook and any company to, attest to new efforts and new ambitions, but I have to say at the same time, I'm really kind of disgusted by the amount of hype that is coming around these corporate coins or these corporate payment solutions integrated into a lot of these mobile apps, because they are not cryptocurrencies. So let's talk about the differences between what Facebook coin is and what a cryptocurrency is. So Facebook coin, at least to our knowledge, is simply going to be integrated. It's going to be a payment solution integrated into a lot of common apps that Facebook has owned or has acquired in the past, such as WhatsApp. And it's going to be a way where in WhatsApp, I'm able to pay people, a certain amount of dollar value. So, right, it's going to be denominated in dollars or common currencies that these citizens use, and it's going to be done through a very central network, right? Very opposite of that of a cryptocurrency. So when you have a central company controlling everything, one that can freeze transactions, one that can track and trace every bit of information in that transaction, you're not creating a cryptocurrency by any means, because it is censorable. It is centralized. And this is exactly what JP Morgan is building, but they're building it more on the financial service side of things for financial clients and institutions. In this case, Facebook is building something for everyday retail participants to use for commerce, to send money to one another, very similar to Venmo and a lot of these payment solution apps. Now, why is Facebook building this system, right? Now, we understand there's a difference between it and a cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency is decentralized and trustless, at least to a very high degree, and it allows us to interact in a peer-to-peer nature without anyone being able to stop us. What is the incentive for Facebook here? Well, I'd say two. One off the bat is similar to JP Morgan, saying that you're working in the space of cryptocurrencies, at least labeling it like that, or saying that you're building a coin, gives Wall Street a little bit of an opportunity to speculate on your stock, and it probably provides a bolstering and valuation for these already multi-billion-dollar companies. So they get desperate sometimes. But what I think Facebook has its sight on is reaching out to an audience that it can tap into and becoming an alternative, or should I say, a co-competitor in this case with Alipay and the payment systems in WeChat. Take a look here, and this is a little bit outdated. I tried to find the most up-to-date information, but I would assume the demographics haven't changed much. The demographics have not changed that much, and that is the user base of WhatsApp. So as you can see here, 50% is in all other countries outside the ones listed, but we can see here that WhatsApp's audience, half of it, is between Brazil, India, the United States, Mexico, Spain, and Germany. Notice how China is not in this list. As you all probably are aware of, in China, Alipay and a lot of mobile-based payment solutions dominate the payment market in this country, in China. I mean, I was just in Hong Kong back this past week, and you're very hard pressed to be able to use a debit or credit card. It's only in areas where they expect tourists to come by. Everything is digital in this case. It's done through mobile phones. And what I think Facebook is trying to tap into is the fact that it can become a payment provider for these markets. It's going to get a whole audience of individuals that have yet to really get comfortable with the QR codes and the mobile payments, and really tackle into that and showcase just how convenient it can be to use mobile phones. Now, this is actually something I believe that is going to be positive for the cryptocurrency space, because even though it might not be a cryptocurrency, it is going to get people comfortable in the West, where you can see here the United States makes up 10% of that market, and as well as Germany and India and Brazil, a lot of different areas across the world, very comfortable with mobile payment solutions, which shares a very similar framework with cryptocurrencies. So I think in the long term, a big thing we haven't even thought about, or at least discussed in the crypto space, is getting people comfortable with these applications, getting comfortable with mobile wallets, because it can be overwhelming for a lot of people. So if Facebook can do the warming up, if it can be a Trojan horse to get people, used to this framework, then I think the transition to crypto will be much more simpler. So I think that's actually a blessing in disguise that a lot of people aren't talking about with this. I don't think Facebook's intending for this, but I think it's going to be an unintended consequence or side effect of this ambition into becoming a payment provider. And that's really, I think, the business kind of mindset that Facebook's taking on here. But I'd like to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you see that this is the objective of Facebook? Do you think it's going to be a positive or negative? I don't think Facebook coin is a cryptocurrency, but I do believe it could potentially serve as a positive first step to getting more people comfortable with mobile payments, which crypto is heavily dependent on in this case. So, all right, enough of that. That's my break on the whole, or my whole take on the whole Facebook cryptocurrency situation, or Facebook coin. Very similar story to JP Morgan coin. Nothing I'm excited about in regards to actually being a cryptocurrency. We'll see when they actually do something decentralized. All right. Going on to talk about more kind of corporate talk in the crypto space, I know a lot of people have been asking me about the Engine partnership with Samsung. Now, In the new Samsung model that's going to be coming out, it has been confirmed that there is a partnership going on with the Engine platform, the Engine wallet more precisely, and this has led towards a huge spike in valuation for the NG token. Now, let's go ahead and look through some of the highlights here. In the end of February, as we probably have heard by now, Samsung revealed the S10 is going to be including the Engine support for the Engine coin and the Ethereum-based wallet, and it is going to allow you to store digital assets for the Engine platform. So a variety of different ERC 1155 tokens that are usually based for in-game items in this case. So, you could have a certain collectible item for your game. You could have some in-game currency that you can store within your Engine wallet. And this is Samsung's kind of first approach to reaching out to users and providing a framework to utilize cryptocurrencies on their mobile wallets. And with an estimated 45 million users expected to get this phone this year, this is actually pretty exciting. It's at least, I think, again, as I mentioned with Facebook Coin earlier, that kind of Trojan horse to get people more comfortable with using mobile payments and more comfortable with the idea of these different currencies or frameworks for currencies. So if you guys want to look more into it, I do want to recommend you guys towards a really good source, and that is Box Mining. As you guys know him, you guys probably know him as Michael. I actually just ran into him when I was in Hong Kong. We both spoke on a panel together, and I'll try to get the video up for that because we actually had some good time to talk this time around for the Hybrid Block or Hong Kong Blockchain Week Summit. And he's been a long-term supporter of Engine. Got to give him credit where it's due. He's talked about it for a long time. He knew that they were developing through the bull market, but also through the bear market, and they had something valuable. And he's excited to see that they've landed this partnership. I know he's been a long-term investor himself, so bravo to Michael for that. But again, I mean, there's something definitely to talk about here, guys, with the kind of volume we've seen in regards to this cryptocurrency. Hundreds of millions of dollars in 24-hour volume, and the valuation has absolutely spiked up from being a few cents just a few days ago all the way up to the upper 20-cent range. So, with the valuation spiking up this much, we have to ask whether or not the fundamentals are here. Now, am I buying or speculating on it? No, I'm not. I'm going to buy something when after it's gone up that much. That being realized, I am excited to see that this is happening, and I hope that with this, we actually start to see some real use of the Engine platform as well as cryptocurrencies broadly on Samsung and mobile phones. Now, I will point my one criticism here, and I think it's the same thing, as I saw when I saw, this isn't to be critical of Serum Labs, they've done some great work, but with these kind of expensive smartphones, the one problem I see is that we're not really building, I think, a solution for everyday users in countries that really need cryptocurrencies. So this is great for Western markets, right? Digital game collectibles, there's a huge market for it. It's a multi-billion-dollar space, but as you all know, I'm more, kind of passionate about the payment solutions market, and I want to see wallets being built or functionality being built into very cheap smartphones, and maybe not even smartphones, to send cryptocurrencies. And that's why I got really excited about what Dash did back a few months ago with the ability, I think it was Dash Text or something, where they basically allowed users to send cryptocurrency through very minimalistic phones, and that's what excites me in that case. But I want to know what excites you guys. Do you guys think this is going to be something substantial in the long term? Are you guys excited for the Engine platform having this partnership with Samsung? And what do you think about what's going on over at Facebook? I'd like to get your comments down below. Get a discussion going as always. I always appreciate it. But until the next video, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.